Emmy-nominated American Morning, CNN, weekday 6 Eastern.
You know, the people who are committing acts of terror are really the ones who are getting all the attention, while moderate mainstream voices, millions of them who are vital parts of communities across the country, have really been drowned out by these extremist voices. Well, that's about to change, and the target are people they call keyboard jihadists. With wannabe jihadists being recruited online,
they're plotting to kill this religion.
It's radical voices within Islam getting the most attention, a reality not lost on mainstream Muslims.
Osama bin Laden or any of these extremist figures can videotape a message in any cave in any corner of the world, and it will get played on air, translated for free.
Islam is a religion of peace, of building community, not destroying or turning it apart.
Now a new video on YouTube is designed to counter the message of violent extremism.
We cannot kill innocent people.
Adina Lekovich produced the 5-minute video titled "Injustice Cannot Defeat Injustice."
We realized it's time to step up and engage in that, that virtual battle online.
9 influential imams and scholars from across the religious spectrum are featured. All denounce terrorism. Some are converts. Most, like Yasser Qadi, are well known to American Muslims and popular with younger generations.
Have to help the oppressed and help the poor and help the weak and help.
We met up with Imam Yasser and other clerics at a recent Islamic summit in Houston.
The senior-most scholars that all various stripes of Muslims look up to denounce terrorism, and they have denounced 9/11, they've denounced Al-Qaeda, they denounced Osama bin Laden.
And it's not just clerics fighting back, but young Muslims as well. The biggest reason some Muslim youth get radicalized, you have 40% say lack of general Islamic knowledge. Meet the staff of Muslim Matters, a website that answers questions using traditional Islamic teachings to counter arguments made by extremists.
It can be confusing, especially if you're a young person trying to navigate between your Muslim identity, your Western identity, and to find the right path.
In the last year and a half, the site's creators say they've gotten close to 5 million hits.
Our goal was to be able to present an orthodox voice online and show that you could be 100% Orthodox and 100% American.
You're trying to counter the radical message by putting out something that's very positive, that deals with real issues. So if somebody's having a crisis in their life, it's not about building a bomb and taking it into the middle of Times Square. That's not a rational response to having a bad day.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay. Issa Galloway, convert to Islam, defines the mission.
Is to inoculate people so no matter what challenge life comes into, they have enough skepticism and common sense to say, you know what, that's just ridiculous.
Our religion is not about violence and terrorism and killing people. The primary purpose of our religion is to establish a relationship between man and God, a relationship of love.
It's not an easy sell. The moderate message put up on YouTube has garnered less than 20,000 views in a month. But the fight back has to start somewhere. And another part of the fight, top imams in Canada have issued a fatwa, or a religious edict, condemning terrorists, saying that anyone who attacks the U.S. or Canada attacks all 10 million Muslims living in those two countries. The edict says it is the duty of every Canadian and American Muslim to safeguard their two countries. Mainstream Muslims have turned the tables, issuing this fatwa, and they're also reclaiming their religion online as well. So it's a big step forward.
Yeah, and you talked about some of the ways they're trying to reach young people. What else do they find on these sites that sort of give them a more positive message, the right message?
And that's what's really interesting. But by setting up a counter message, they're also talking about things like marriage, jobs, finances. When you're having these kinds of problems, these everyday struggles, they become a touchstone so you understand exactly how you're supposed to deal with it. Frustration, anger, politicizing the religion, that's not what the message is supposed to be about.
You know, right where you say, at the end there, where you said that it hasn't gotten that many hits on YouTube, I was wondering, what's the more compelling message? The message of tolerance or the message to come to radicalism?
Well, it depends who's looking.
Yeah.
It all depends who's looking. These keyboard jihadists, they're the ones who are looking online. They're the ones who are going for the more radical, revolutionary ideas. And what's so interesting is the imams that we spoke to said, you know, these are angry young men who are going to sites where they know they're going to get validation. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to push other people towards this moderate mainstream message of what Islam really is.